Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Hawk. So today is day 5 of our 2-week challenge for this XD Daily Creative Challenge. You guys have been submitting your work all last week, so thank you so much for sharing all of that. So this week, another great set of challenges. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. So welcome everyone in the chat. Lots of you guys today. Dang. We've got Laura, Rosie, John, Cynthia, and Cornell. Lots more of you guys. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining. So let's go ahead and hop on over to Behance. So this is, let me pull it up, behance.net/challenge/XD. As always, this is where you can find all of your daily prompts, so just check back here if you forgot or you're not sure what the prompt is for today. So, of course, go ahead and register with this big blue button, and that way you'll get notified every day at 8 a.m. Pacific time in your Creative Cloud notifications that there is a new challenge. So you can check back here. Let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what today's challenge is. So I want you guys to design the graph within an analytics dashboard for a website. As your users hover over the graph, we're going to display pop-ups with additional information. And this is kind of vague. I saw someone in Discord was asking like, what type of graph or what type of data? You can really use whatever you want. I'm going to be doing like a digital marketing sort of graph, so showing, our ROI and maybe clicks per week or per day. So that sort of thing. But if you have any specific data, maybe how many daily creative challenges you've been sharing, or your skill level in XD, so get creative with it, whatever kind of data you want to use. So as always, you can hit this Get Started button, and that will bring you to Dropbox, and you can download. This is the free starter file that I give you guys each day during these challenges, and that looks a little something like this. So I'll dive into this in just a second. First, let's just cover a few more things on this Behance page. So as always, I know a few of you guys were asking where you can rewatch these streams if you miss them. Not a problem. You can just come back here to this page and just hit any of these watch video buttons, or they're also available on YouTube, the replays as well. And of course, Discord. Always like to highlight this. So if you are not a member, you can hit this to join, create a new account. And this is Discord. Got about 50,000 of you guys already, so thank you all so much for all of you new members that have been just joining. So just to highlight a few of the kind of important channels, if you're a little overwhelmed, we've got the current challenge channel right here. And this is just where you can put all of your work, whether it's just a PNG or like an MOV file like this one, or a link to your project on Behance like this one from Aaron. And we will give you feedback. So there's usually some mentors online. We'll give you feedback on your design if you would like it, or if you just want to share, that is totally fine too. And then up here, the Creative Challenge channel, this is where Sam will let you guys know when I'm going live, what time, and what the new prompt is for each day. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can ask them in here, Ask a Question channel. So that is Discord. And you can DM me if you have any questions about anything I covered during the stream as well. I'll be checking the chat throughout the stream. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I will dive into XD. So this is the starter file. As always, I don't give you guys my components over here. Sorry, but I want you guys to come up with some of your own amazing designs. Welcome everyone that's just joining. Dana. Welcome. Cornell, I already saw you. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions while I'm working. I'll be checking that. So Monday, another Monday. My Monday's actually going pretty well today. Besides, I have like a bunch of mosquito bites. I had a picnic outside with my husband, and so little TMI maybe, but had a good weekend. So like I mentioned, a graph sort of analytics dashboard is what we're going to work on today. And we're going to focus over here. So this will be right here in the components panel. It's grayed out right now because we have nothing selected, but this is where we will add our hover triggers. And then of course, I always like to give you guys some inspiration, so you can check out these two. I'm gonna be doing a like 1920 by 1080 website. If you want to do a mobile app, that is fine too, like this one. I do think it's a little bit easier to do a web page because if there's a lot of information, it's easier to show all of that data on just like more real estate versus mobile. You might have to compact it a little bit more. And there is no hover on mobile, so something to consider. But you might want to play around with like different kind of graphs. Like this one is cool. I don't remember the exact name for the circle graphs. But yeah, do something that you don't normally do. Try that out. And of course, we've got the resource booklet right here. And this is a component as well. So you can tap through all of those tabs and see some of my favorite links to icons and such if you'd like. And then just some of my tips. My daily tips. So one, hover is a really great way to simplify lots of complicated data. So great for graphs. So we're just gonna do more of like a quick sort of view. Try not to put too much information in a hover sort of pop-up. We really want to focus on only the most important information. But if you find that you have like a lot of information that is important in that pop-up, you might want to think about just adding that to a deeper level. So maybe when the user clicks, something like that. So things to consider. And of course, be sure to share your work on Behance and Discord when you're done. All right. And more people are joining. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so I've already started this dashboard right here. So this is 1920 by 1080. You can grab a new artboard over here. And I just chose this one. And I'm really only going to be focusing on just this one artboard today. If you want to add a few more, you're welcome to. But with components, we really have no need. So I've already just added like a title, just some links to different pages within the website, a search, and like a hamburger button. And then in these two, I want to show you two different types of graphs. So we'll do a pie chart and we'll do just like a bar chart. So let's start on this left one. This one's going to be like a bar graph, just some simple lines. Okay, so this one will be for campaigns, so different like marketing campaigns. And I have never been a marketer, so if this looks nothing like a marketing analytics dashboard, then that's okay. It's just for learning something new. All right, so this is Gilroy Bold. That's the font that I'm using, since you guys always ask. And let's add a dotted line. I've already started this. Let's go up here. It's pretty subtle, but just kind of want it in the background. And then I'm just using a repeat grid. I really only want like 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I'll hide the rest. Bring this down a bit. All right. And then I need to add some, just like the keys. So what's on the left or the X and Y axis. And then the keys as well, so what color everything is. So let's add some text below. So we'll just say like, we'll start on June 3rd, something like that. The dates will be all on the bottom. So we're just building a little graph here. And I'm gonna use repeat grid for this as well. Just kind of space these out a bit. And okay. And the nice thing about this is that I can even go in and just change just one number in each of these, but it's still super quick. June 9th. Okay, that's good enough. You get the idea. And let's just take one of these, copy it, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. So this side will be like clicks per day or clicks per week or something. So we'll start at maybe 5,000. Pretty ambitious. 5,000 clicks a day would be nice on our pretend website or wherever this is. Actually, let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay. That looks pretty good. And so this will be like 4,000. This will be like 3,000, 2,000. and 1000. All right. Cynthia asked, are you using laptop or desktop for XD? This is my laptop right now for streaming. I think that's what you're asking. Yep, always usually use a laptop, and then I plug in like an external monitor usually if I want that. But I like the flexibility of taking it wherever I want. Okay, so now I'm just adding some bars here for each day. And I've already made this a component, but actually I don't want it to be a component because I want to show you guys how we can use hover with this. So I'm just going to ungroup this, ungroup component, and we'll just copy and paste a few of these and just kind of stagger them a little so they don't look exactly the same for each day. And then I'll use a repeat grid. I'll do like 4 of these just for now. Okay, just so we have some variety. All right, and then we can do repeat grid just to do the rest of these. Lots of repeat grid today. Okay. All right, perfect. That looks great. And since I already used my repeat grid, I can just go ahead and ungroup all of this. But I want to delete these 2. Okay, so that looks good. What else do we need on here? The key, like I mentioned. So let's add just like 2 circles up here, and it'll be for the different colors. So we can say the light pink, maybe that is newsletters or something like that. And let's add some text, newsletters. Okay. And just one more for the darker pink. Let's do that. Yes, repeat grid, Cynthia. All right, so the darker, this will be like a mailer, something like that. Okay, that looks good. Now we can go ahead and add, maybe we would want a filter or something over here as well, but I'm just gonna have these. Let's move these over. All right, so now we can go ahead and add our little hovers. Let's add hover over like a few of these. So I do want to ungroup all of these just so we have individual ones. Okay, right now, these are not components. So right here, this is like kind of grayed out, nothing's selected, but let's see, this one. So this is what my little hover thing is gonna look like. So whenever I hover over this bar, I want this to pop up. So let's just leave this here for now and select this bar. So all we do is press this little plus icon, and now you'll see we've got a default state. So this is the state where nothing's being pressed, nothing is being hovered over, there's no like effects or anything. It's just when we go to the website, that's what we see. And you'll notice it says master. So right here in the top left, you'll notice that this little circle is now filled in and it's a diamond instead. So if I like copy and paste this, you'll notice that this one is still the master. It's still filled in right there, but any extra components that also match this are now instances. So this, you'll notice this little diamond is not filled in. So that's how we know it's an instance. So if I would go in and change any of like this master, let's change this to a different color. Whoa, you'll see that the instance also changes. So you can imagine if you have like, you know, 1,000 different components, like of this specific different component, and your client or your boss says, oh, we need to change it to blue. Well, you can do that in 1 second since you have used components. So a little trick right there. All right, so we've got our default state. Now we want to add our hover state. So let's just go ahead and press add state, and we can just do a new state if we were doing something else like pressed or focus or something. But let's click hover, and you can rename it whatever you want. I'll just press enter, keep it like that. And now we can change whatever we want within hover state. So it looks different from default. So what I want to do is just copy or cut this. I'll do Command X and make sure you have hover state selected, and then we can double click in here. So you have to double click. That's the thing that most people if they mess up on components is that they don't double click down within the group. So make sure you double click in, and then we can just paste this. So Command V and move this obviously wherever we want. I'll kind of have it like overlaying a bit there. So now when we go back to default, we don't see it, but it's still on hover. So very simple. Let's just preview this so far. So I'll go into the prototype tab, make sure you have the little blue home icon selected there, otherwise it might start on a different artboard. And we can come up here to preview. Oh, I started it on default. That's another thing, you need to make sure you turn it back to default state, otherwise it'll go immediately to hover. So let's preview, and if we just hover our mouse over, I'm just hovering, and we see our little pop-up. Awesome, so fun. I love components. So let's just do like 3 more. So if we just kind of swipe our mouse through 3 of them, we can see the different pop-ups there. So again, making a component, we just press that plus icon. So we've got a default state. And the thing with these is like each of these is a different component. So you wouldn't want to just have all of these grouped, because then the hover state would be the same for all 3 of them. So make sure that you're using a different component for each one. So again, we'll press that plus icon and do the hover state. Just press enter and make sure you double click down in there and paste this. And we can change this anytime we want. So this looks more about like 2,100 clicks. And again, send it back to default state before you preview. And we can paste this again, and we'll do this one. Just do that plus again, and a hover state, enter. And then we'll cut this and paste it right in there. And this looks like maybe 2,800 or so. Okay, that looks good, and back to default. Now we can just preview all 3 of those. So 31, 21, 2,800. All right, that looks pretty good. It's super simple and fast. All right, any questions in the chat? Looks like you guys are understanding. Good. You guys are smart. You can follow pretty easily, I feel. Okay, now let's do this. Let's do like a little, oh gosh, I'm running out of time. Let's see if we have time for this. I did want to do a little circle sort of pie chart. So I broke it up into these 3 pieces, and the reason for that is, again, same with those like bars over here, it has to be separate pieces. It can't all just be grouped into one. So let's see, just center that right there. And this will be like revenue. How about revenue? Looks good. And again, so we need to ungroup each of these first. Ungroup. Okay. And then I have a different pop-up for each of these, just a circle, pretty simple. And I just want to show like the percentage. So I'll just copy and make 3 of these. Okay, so now we can make this one a component, and we'll do hover state, enter. And again, just double click in there, and I'll just kind of set this just on the corner of it. And same with component, or same with this light pink one. We'll add a hover state and just Command X, paste it right there. And again, we can change this. I mean, it all looks pretty even, but let's say that's like 40%. And then this one I'll cut as well, and we'll make this a new component. It's our master, add a hover state, double click in, and just paste it. And again, we could change this, double click, 20%. Not exactly representative of how the pie chart actually looks, but that's okay. And let's make sure we bring each of these back to the default state. And I don't have enough time to add the rest, but this was one that I previously made, so let's just look at this one. So we can preview it and hover. Ooh, doesn't that look nice? Oh, it's just so nice. And same over here. This one should not be on default state, but you get the idea. So yeah, so try it on different kinds of graphs. Really any kind of graph this hover effect would work great on. So even just like text or something, or an icon, or maybe revenue reports could show a little preview. So yeah, there you go. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. So let's go ahead and save. So Command S to save. And oh, okay. Cynthia asked, how did you create the pie chart in XD? So this was just a bunch of using the Pathfinder tool up here. So you could just like make a few circles like this. This is super rough, but just want to show you. And then use like that. So really just like cutting out a bunch of shapes with circles and squares and things like that. So that's sort of, you got to play around with it a bit, but that's sort of idea using the Pathfinder tool. And as always, if you want to export this as a movie and like upload it to Behance, you can just press this preview button and then press that record button, and it'll show, or it'll save you clicking around and doing your hover and stuff. So that, and then when you just press stop record, you can save it wherever you want. And I already have, whoops, oh, I just opened After Effects. So let's go to my Behance. I already have one exported. So let's take a look at that. If you ever want to see the end result for any of these days, it's all on my Behance, and we can look. Looks lovely, very nice. I encourage you guys to add the movie file to, if you're making like a whole case study around your project, it's nice that it shows it, not just static. So let's go over to edit, and I just want to show you guys one thing. Go over to settings, and then in this discoverability tab, make sure you add that keyword XD Daily Challenge so I can find your work and give you feedback if you would like during the live stream. I usually like to show a few of you guys' works at the end of the live streams, usually if we have time. So let's go over to the search. So I'm just searching XD Daily Challenge, and I usually sort by most recent, or sometimes I go on Discord too, wherever you guys are sharing. So the one on Friday, I believe, was for bill splitting. So let's look at a few of these. All right, so this is by Noya Nika, and this was the bill splitting app. Got the challenge prompt, looks nice. Look at those beautiful mock-ups. And so the prompt here was to do the drag slider. So this looks awesome. You've got those numbers going through with auto animate. This looks so good. Paid. Ooh, I love that little sliding animation. That's really cool. Awesome. And I like the colors used for each profile too. Very nice mock-up. Great job. Thank you so much for sharing if you're watching this. Let's see. Maybe let's look at Discord. I feel like I usually go to Behance. All right, so let's go to current challenge. And all right, so this one's by Caro. Let's take a look. Oh, this is so cute. Look at those emojis, or memojis. Adorable. Total bill. Very nice. We've got the drag. That's interesting that the drag is going the opposite way of your slider. I would say some feedback on that would be just to make sure it's going the same way. But yeah, the visual design looks great on this. Really great job. And then selecting paid. This is so cute. I would totally use this over like Venmo. Awesome job. Thank you so much for sharing, Caro, if you're watching. Let's see, I already reviewed a few of these. Looked at that one. Already looked at a bunch of these. Okay, so this was from Tracy. This was from last Wednesday, I think. So this was the progress meter. Ooh, it's a fast one. And we've got our cart, bunch of candles, payment, and payment confirmed. Very nice. Continue shopping. I would slow this down a little bit just so we can see a little bit easier if you do a movie next time. Awesome. This looks so good. Yeah, great job on this. Love those candles. Maybe just like one or two more. All right, let's look at this one. This one's by Alia, and this was last Tuesday. So this is an apartment tour. Let's look at the video. Cool, you used the 360 photo. Looking great. It just looks so real. Entrance, dining room. This looks so great. Family room, library wall. Wow. I'm getting a little dizzy with this. It's like totally 360. Awesome. Yeah, this looks so great. The animations are so smooth. Awesome job. Wow. You guys just blow me away. All right, guys, that's about all the time that I have left for today. Thank you all so much for joining and watching and sharing your work. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, rest of your Monday, wherever you guys are in the world. And I'll see you again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. And don't go anywhere, because in about 5 minutes, we've got our doodle therapy with Alice Lee. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.